I have a quick magical story to tell you. And it really is about the moment that set me on the path of being a responsible magician. Back in 1996, I was well on my way to moving away from traditional religion and really finding who I was. I had started, I didn't do any artwork for 25 years. I graduated from high school and I went into engineering. After being told that my art stunk in an art class, I walked out and never went back, got into engineering, drafting, and design. And in 1996, I was having a number of very mystical experiences. There really was no other way to describe it, as profoundly mystical experiences. And at that time, I was, definitely an adult woman. I had not seen my father since I was 3.5 years old. My parents had been divorced when I was very young. And all through my adult life, I had looked for him. And one of the things that I had done was contacted U.S. Search, and some of you may know what that organization is, but it helps people find other people. And I had gotten a list from U.S. Search of every D. Ballantyne, or David Ballantyne, in the country, and it was 3.5 typed pages long. And at the time that I got it, I decided this is too much for me, I can't sort through all of this. But there was that moment when I just knew that I was on the edge of the path. And so I took out the 3 typed pages, and they were single-spaced, and laid them out, and I picked one telephone number. And I dialed the number, and a woman answered the phone. And it was early in the morning. It was June 19th, 1996. Woman answers the phone, and I said, "Hello, is David Ballantyne there?" And she said, "My son's name is David. Why are you calling?" And I thought to myself, I remember my grandma when I was 3.5 years old. She was really old then, and I'm pretty sure this is not her. She's probably dead by now. And she said, "Well, why are you looking for him?" And I said, "Well, I'm looking for my father, my birth father. His name is David Ballantyne, and he would be in his 60s, and he used to live in Arizona." And she said, "Yes, my son is in his 60s, and he used to live in Arizona." And she said, "Just a moment." She said, "I'll go get him." And as there is the pause on the phone, I'm thinking to myself, this absolutely cannot be happening. I took one phone number out of 3.5 pages, and she came back to the phone, and she asked me where I lived, and we made, conversation, and she had asked me by then what my name was, and I told her I was Patty. And I finally said, "What's your name?" She said, "My name is Cosette." And I said, "I remember when I was 3.5 years old, my grandma Cosette took a brown paper peg and she laid it on the floor. She cut it so it would lay flat on the floor. And she had me lay down on it, and she took a crayon so she could draw an outline of me so that the next time she saw me, she could tell how much I had grown." With that, she said, "Yes, dear, here's my son." And my dad came to the phone, and it was the first time we had talked for close to 40 years. And at the end of the conversation, he said, "My oh my, this is quite a gift. My birthday is tomorrow." The magic of the moment is recognizing, yes, the sweetness, the emotion of what transpired in that moment, but then also what was going to transpire in the future. It was really recognizing the responsibility of the co-creative process where, with whatever this divine presence was, in partnership with me in that moment, magic happened. I took that as a symbol of how profoundly important the responsibility is of being that magician in the world. And more than anything else, that set me on a course of study. A course of being able to go from, wow, that was a really interesting thing that happened, and that was synchronistic, and that was magical, to how did I co-create that? Where was I aligned in myself? How did I put myself in posture or position to be connected with the higher realms in that way? And to this day, that would be what I think I hold on to as my kind of core identification of being a witch. The women and men, and yes, primarily women, that I know and call witch sisters, all very much resonate with that idea that there is a responsibility that comes with the magical arts and the magical practices. And that we seek knowledge. We seek understanding. We dare to take a risk. We utilize the will of spirit. We know what is right and true. And yes, last, we also know when to pause, because those four aspects, again, are very important in the magical process.